8 of the North American LCS. We're getting set up for our last game of the day with Echo Fox going head-to-head with Team Dignitas. And this win is, at the very least, about avoiding the promotion relegation tournament here. Echo Fox could move closer to safety right now. They could have sole control of 7th place with a win here, or Team Dignitas wins, 3-way tie for 7th.
Yeah, and Echo Fox really do want a win here as well because they still have a shot at overtaking Energy and earning a playoff spot. But they're going to need 2 wins at least to be able to do that. Echo Fox, now, they have beaten every other team outside of the top 4 at least once, and Team Dignitas is the lowest ranked team that they have left to play. That should be an opportunity for them to try and pick up a win. However, last time they played, Team Dignitas beat them. Yeah,
it's true. So it's something that definitely Echo Fox have to take account for and be ready to actually play a little bit better. Now, on the other hand, we talk about Team Dignitas a little bit. They, of course, need to avoid the promotion tournament right now. They're only sitting 2 wins above Impulse. Impulse can still get some wins later on, so getting out of 10th, getting up to 7th especially is a big deal for these guys.
Yeah, they're kind of on the verge of tying with Echo Fox and Team Impulse, so they still have that chance to get out of the danger zone with a win here. Now, both of these teams are focused on team fighting as of recent. Games that we've seen from them, usually they've come out ahead by sort of out-brawling their opponents with mostly team fight compositions. And we did hear a few weeks ago from Kiwi Kid that Team Dignitas, they're trying to get back to their roots. You know, they're looking to draft these compositions that are full of comfortable champions for them. Right. Champions that they've got a long history on, so they don't really have to think about, you know, how to play my champion, all about how to play the game instead.
Or just like practicing one type of comp for a whole week and then bringing that out regardless of the situation the champ select is in. So we'll see if they can do that. Now, part, of course, of the team fight strength on the side of Echo Fox has actually been off great engages from top laner KFO. But he shares that he's not just limited to playing tanky frontliners.
저는 피오라, 리븐, 퀸 이런 막 완전 공격적인 상대방 죽이고 막 날아다니는 그런 캐릭터 진짜 하고 싶은데 팀에서 막 맨날 K4 탱키 이러면서 탱커 캐릭터를 뽑게 해가지고 그래서 제가 얘기를 했죠. 케일이나 리븐 이런 공격적인 완전 좋은 캐릭터를 저는 원한다 했는데 그래서 고쳐지더라고요.
And to his credit, in the last 2 weeks, he got to play a Kayle game and he got to play a Fiora game. So the Kayle went really well against Impulse.
Yeah, I liked his Kayle.
Yeah,
definitely
super good.
He's also drawn bans with the Kayle so far.
That's true. So it's been interesting to watch for. We'll see where these teams can go with this game. We're going to check out the starting lineups for this game. On the blue side is Echo Fox wearing orange. Silly guys. KFO in the top lane, hard in the jungle, Froggen in mid, Keith at 80 carry, big on support, and Coach Cop.
And on the red side, it's Team Dignitas. Up top, Billy Boss. In the jungle, Kirei, mid shifter, 80 carry, Apollo, support, Kiwi Kid, and Coach Raz back with the squad.
I do want to correct something I said a little bit ago. I think I misspoke and said that Dignitas are sitting 2 games above Impulse. I meant to say Renegades. But it is a very tight fight where Echo Fox, Team Dignitas, Team Impulse are all very, very close in the standings. And
that's the point.
7, 8, 9 are all right there. There is, I really think, an outside chance of Renegades upsetting too. We saw how close the game was against C9. Renegades with the new roster can definitely pull up 1 or 2 wins here. And Renegades are only sitting 2 behind Team Dignitas. Getting out of 10th is a big deal, and it is achievable for those guys. And Team Dignitas have to realize that, like, these other teams are hot on their heels. There are no easy games left for Team Dignitas. Immortals, Liquid, and CLG are their next 3 games. This team might end up 4-14 if they don't get a game here.
Yeah, people have kind of been counting Renegades out just because they keep getting those check marks in the lost column. But watching the actual games, they have had a lot of moments where they've had control. Unlucky for them, though, all those months were early on in the game, not when the Nexus explodes. Here we go, though. Kindred banned away from Kirei already. That makes me think they'll also ban away Elise.
There's a decent chance for it, unless everyone just thinks that Elise is just a pushover here. Hard also known to play the champion. Sivir off the field from Apollo. I mean, one of the champions he's actually most known for, and I think Sivir just super strong in general makes that a nice ban. Yeah. No TF for Froggen. He's pulled repeated Twisted Fate bans, by the way. He's not getting that champion very frequently. Lulu also off the table as an option for Froggen.
Yeah. Apollo back in the Impulse days. All those boost the entire team compositions, which also enable team fighting, which we were talking about is
be a cornerstone for both these teams.
Very big part of this champion select. See what they go with another mid lane ban here and throw it at Froggen, because Froggen has been such a big force for this Echo Fox team.
Echo Fox are willing to first pick Corki.
Very willing.
And it's most of Froggen's best champion.
Most of his games are on Corki. That's why he's had such good numbers, but there's the Kale banned away from KFO again.
Yep. Okay, so Corki's on the table. Froggen is, I believe, 4-1 with the champion, if I have my stats correct here. So that's a big deal. But even if that champion does exist, Nidalee has actually been the first pick jungler. If there's anything you would pick in that role, it has been Nidalee, and that will get locked in for hard. And that's going to be what Echo Fox picks right here. So now Team Dignitas have to react. And I think they do take the Corki away. Shifter's been good on the champion. Braum, the go-to support, honestly, and it's just been a trade of the #1 sort of champion in these various roles.
Yeah, I'm now very curious to see if Shifter can, or if Kirei can keep up with the Nidalee. We talked about, you know, mistakes on Nidalee and going too deep in the last intro with Team Impulse, because Proxen did a little bit of that. But I have yet to see, watch the game where Hard got the champion. I think this might be his first game on Nidalee. Yeah. So, big shoes for him to fill. Usually when you draft Nidalee as well, going to want to look for strong lanes. That's hard to do into Corki, though. Not much can really get mid-lane presence.
What are you going to be ganking?
Over Corki to help you invade and help you push, because Corki is very, very
Maybe he goes to the top lane where the Nautilus is going to be picked up for one of these teams, I assume. And the lockdown lets you land the Javelin into all the damage. Early game top laners don't have tons of durability, so if I had to pick a lane that this Nidalee would go to, it would be that top. And so KFO might need something to set up these fights with, but for now, actually, Echo Fox hiding as many picks as possible. They grab their bottom lane as well, and they hope to see where Dignitas are sending that Corki, or at least show a solo laner before they grab one of their own. So counter picks, the name of the game here for Echo Fox.
Interesting. No, I don't. Yeah, Alawi's not quite back in yet, even though she did get a slight buff with not being able to be displaced during her ultimate.
You never know. Maybe he actually knows something that you don't.
I mean, we've seen specifically Golden Glue practicing a tiny bit.
It's true.
In solo.
For whatever reason, mid lane Alawi from Golden Glue has been a thing. But
well
Jhin to win. All right, Team Dignitas have picked up Jhin for, I assume, Apollo. We haven't seen him in the mid lane, really. Kirei does get his Elise. So Team Dignitas now setting up for some snipes. And we'll see what rounds out the comp from the top lane afterwards.
Yeah, so Kirei happy to pick up, very comfortable Elise player. And I actually do have confidence that he can keep up with Nidalee on that champion. Definitely excited to see Apollo's Jhin, though.
Yeah.
With Braum as well. An aggressive support like that, you definitely do have kill pressure.
And it helps
fairly,
yeah, go ahead.
It's fairly slow at proccing the Braum passive.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Braum gonna have to do a lot of the work himself, which he can do, you know.
Of course.
Q flashes and auto attacks from Braum himself are definitely a thing. You can stack it up very easily.
And actually the slow is enough for Jhin to land his W for sure as well, so you can go for the root into the stun afterwards. There's definitely follow-up tools available. The last few picks coming through for Echo Fox, hovering Urgot for a very long time, and no, it will be Nautilus, no surprise here, but mid lane Gangplank, the other pickup here for Froggen, so a well-rounded composition.
Tanky.
Yeah, well,
And he gets
back
the
to tanky for KFO, but
the thing with Nautilus is, yes, you're tanky, but you also have a very high base damages, and you also deal quite a significant amount of damage.
I also want to bring one other thing up. I feel like Team Dignitas have been criticized a number of times for how bad their champ selects are in terms of what they give away. If you look at Echo Fox's lineup here, you can go to a blind pick game and be happy to get these 5 champions. But you have top tier picks in almost every single role. Maybe Alistair's like only second best, but
yeah, and maybe Gangplank has dropped down half a tier or so.
Yeah, but
that's about it. Yeah,
a smattering of really high priority power picks here for Echo Fox. Team Dignitas answering back with a Poppy for themselves.
To be fair, yeah, I like this Dignitas squad, especially since Billy Boss has put a lot of time in on Poppy as well, and they talked about going to comfortable champions. Kirei's Elise, Billy Boss on Poppy. I don't know how comfortable Apollo is on Jhin, but I expect they've put in a lot of practice recently. So
yeah, if you're willing to go for it with everything else on the table.
I'll say he's an expert.
I'm going to say so too. Kog'Maw's, by the way, they had Braum, and Kog'Maw was on the table as a possible pick, and they chose to go for Jhin here. That is how confident they are in playing the champion, because Kog'Maw is definitely still insane on 6.4. So Dignitas bringing out the Jhin for Apollo, the second one we've seen now in North America. The first was Sneaky playing it against Immortals, then it got banned against him earlier today, and now Apollo taking up the mantle. We'll see what he can do with this one. I'm very excited to see it come out here. Froggen's Gangplank hoping to be the the big carry on Echo Fox, I think.
Yeah, Froggen's always very confident in his laning phase, even up against Corki to draw even here with Gangplank. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
All right, it's going to be a very fun matchup as the coaches walk off the stage. We get ourselves ready for our 5th game of the day. And you guys at home, let us know who's going to win this one. Tweet at Esports with hashtag FOXWin or hashtag DIGWin for Echo Fox or Team Dignitas. The battle for the chance at playoffs, the chance at leaving relegation, the chance at being knocked down to 8th or 9th place. It's all on the table here for these two teams. One of the most important matchups these teams will play this split right here. 7th versus 9th at this time. We'll see which way these teams move. Echo Fox versus Team Dignitas.
And 4 Corruption Potion opening here. Both mid laners and both top laners. So probably a lot of farming. I have probably standard lanes as well, but Team Dignitas are coming out actually with a strong push around top side. Maybe they're looking for a repeat of that 4-man top. Anytime you do have, yeah, exactly. Anytime you do have Braum on your team, you can at least force a flash in a level 1 if you just land 1 Winter's Bite. But he's trying to bait him in a little bit, trying to bait him in to the classic. Yeah, the classic, you know, top laner exchange. Oh,
yeah, hit me. Come on, bro.
Just a little, no. Not going to be drawn in there. KFO does not take the bait.
10 gold earned.
That's actually very important, though, to go for the invade and pop Nidalee traps.
Yeah.
For standard lane, that would definitely significantly decrease her clear speed. And see if they actually do swap as well, because deep ward going down here for Fox to try and see it. Jin looks like he will stay on that top side as of right now. Maybe making his way to swap back, though. Standard it is.
Okay, so Nidalee walking back to the top left through a bunch of wards. Apollo walking down to the bot side and will be met with an enemy marksman before too long. Trying to go as late as possible. 139, he actually walks back into the jungle there alongside his Braum teammate.
Yeah.
Otherwise, pretty standard jungle starts here.
I do want to re-emphasize the importance of popping Nidalee traps, though, because Nidalee is really all about getting the early advantage in the game by an incredible clear speed, and then, you know, moving in for that counter jungling. We'll keep track of hard and the clear speed, but I think that Kyrie is set up fairly well to keep pace with them now.
Now, was a jungle camp start for the Echo Fox duo lane not the same for here for Team Dignitas? They did not go for Braum, so you expect the 2-on-2 of Keith and Vic to have an advantage in that duo. We'll see if it plays out here. Very normal choices all across the board Keystone-wise. Nothing too surprising here. You can take these on those champions, and that'll be fine for you. And look at that. Yep, there's level 2 for the duo lane, and right away, Team Dignitas have to give a lot of respect. Yeah. And I want to see how much farm they actually lose, because they walked towards that lane very, very slowly. They were almost late to lane.
Level 2 equalized here.
Yeah.
Should feel a bit more confident. Apollo doing just fine so far. Meanwhile, mid lane, as you did see there, Grasp of the Undying for Froggen, that paired with Corruption Potion feeds into why he's so confident in lane phase, just trying to go even here early on and store up gold as Gangplank. Also, he's paired it with the Mastery to steal gold as a melee champion, because there's Kyrie.
And hard dodges away from the cocoon as well, so he's staying alive for now. Kyrie cannot quite get all the damage down. That was very close to being a flash burn and camp still.
So I'm talking about the confidence of Kyrie on this Elise pick, and the fact that they stopped the traps from Nidalee. He's really punishing. Very rarely do we see 3 buffs in standard lanes.
Right.
It's fairly, I don't want to say common, but it's much more likely in lane swap scenarios where one team messes up a lane swap and someone takes control of 3 quadrants. But Kyrie manning up here, working off of the Corki lane and mid lane, knowing that he's okay to go invade, steals away the red, is going to also get the Krugs on the other side. So even though Hard is stealing away Krugs, Kyrie's doing the same on the bottom side. Yeah. Hard actually did get to level 4 first because of that, because he did get that Raptor camp first.
Oh, there's an Elise behind these guys. A big spooky spider on the left-hand side. Big goes for the headbutt, goes for the flash, gets stunned. He's going to go down. That's going to be the kill, we assume. He's burning to death, and that is first blood coming over for Kiwi Kid. What a great gank coming out from Kirei and the rest of the Dignitas bottom lane.
And notice the patience of Kirei right there. Does not throw the cocoon early. Lands autos, lands the Void Spiderling, waits for Braum passive to proc. Alistar stunned, easy cocoon follow-up to chain the CC there, and they get the first blood. That's, you know, what you get when you play comfortable champions in standard lanes, or in standard, standard lanes, exactly. Haha, got it right the first time.
You did get it right the first time. You got it right the second time as well. I want to point something out as well.
Credit.
I want to point something out, which is I think is really important here. We talked about Jhin players a little bit. I've seen two basically major Jhin builds, and there's the sneaky one where you don't learn traps at all. Sorry, the reckless one where you don't learn traps at all, and the sneaky one where you do. Apollo has got 2 points in Q, 2 points in W. He's not learned traps on Jhin. He doesn't have Kappa's audience even learned. The W rank up gives you an extra quarter-second root per point, and the Apollo and reckless school of thought is I'd rather have the root duration than traps at all.
Yeah, I actually like this one a lot more just because it allows Jhin to create plays for the team. It's one of those AD carry, like, you don't usually look for playmaking from your AD carry, but Jhin is definitely one of the few that can set up, and especially since they do have Elise for creating picks and Braum as well. I think there's a lot of kill pressure in that lane.
Oh yeah, any CC support guarantees the W lands. I know in the Spotlight we talked about playing with Morgana and like Tormented Soil lets your, like, now it's triggered and you can get the W route.
Yeah,
it's better to have any kind of slow. If a Hecarim ults somebody, that's a guaranteed route. If a Nunu Ice Blast somebody, that's a guaranteed route. Any kind of, even soft CC just sets up the fight, and it's really, really brutal.
And with that, Kirei is going to, look what he's done to prepare this. Take the Raptor buff as well. Ooh, walks through the pink ward, but did not account for hard in that brush.
Oh,
spear and decides to fight.
It's a close one. Big is coming across the wall. Is he going to go for this one? He's not in range. Yes, now he is. But the repel dodges all of the crowd control. And Kirei gets away.
Some fancy moves right there into non-action. Nobody goes down. And actually mid lane is recalling here for Dignitas. So Kirei actually really happy to get out of that one without having to burn flash.
I mean, I would say there was action. It's like an episode of Dragon Ball Z. No one dies, but they certainly fought.
Yes. Good reference.
Thanks, man.
I like it.
Well, we'll see you in about 3 years for the next episode of Fights. And Billy Boss getting pushed around right now by KFO. That was a very tall Nautilus, and Poppy at a height disadvantage, but going to be winning in farm. So
yeah,
a pretty uncontested lane, and
gets the
Billy Boss small lead.
A lot here. All right, pink ward's down for Shifter in the mid lane. Froggen doesn't actually clear out the one behind red, just scouts it. Don't have time to do that, gotta get back to lane and farm.
And teleport save though, KFO walking slowly. Slow on to Big, will not get stunned just yet. Kiwi Kid does not want to match up too strongly against the damage that's possible from Callista.
Yeah. Bottom lane has to play very careful right now as well. Both top laners are post level 6, so that those would be very high impact teleports coming in. Just a couple of seconds could really swing the difference of the entire game. This is the point in the game that's so crucial to have really good communication between your top and bottom lane. As always, the jungler as well, but these are the points where, you know, early game transitioned into mid game, and it can be a completely different story if just one top laner gets the shove like Billy Boss is doing right now, and then that means the difference between a couple seconds.
Misplay by Shifter. Let the red buff steal it away. It attacked it and it got down to like 5 HP.
Yep.
So Shifter missing a blue actually kind of sucks because you can actually really use that mana to push in Gangplank, and you can disallow him to use barrels. But first the bot side root onto Big into a stun afterwards, but there's no follow-up as Apollo had already shot his 4th bullet.
Oh, jungler's going to meet up too in the brush.
And Mo's...
What? That spear right under at least so skinny.
Yep. She's been dieting. Gets away. Hard running out through the brush. Walks faster doing that. Kiwi Kid came to help, but either way, it just means a couple of wards down for Kirei. And they're waiting for the red buff to respawn, so a nice orchestrated invade right here to steal away some of these buffs.
Yeah, just kept the timer from the original invade where Kirei stole it away and fully cleared it.
And Froggen can move first. They have the backer for the mid lane. He pushed in Gangplank even without blue buff.
Froggen ultimate would have a pretty big impact, but they don't want to use
Ooh,
it.
good smite. Sorry, I misspoke. Shifter can show up first. I saw Corki and assumed it was him. Yeah, Froggen is stuck under his turret thanks to Shifter's pushing from Corki. And that means that Team Dignitas had all the tools they needed to get the red buff away. A great smite comes through, and minor advantage there. 800 gold lead with first blood, and they're against a Gangplank who normally prints money.
Does he now?
Sure.
That's how he's able to come up with it. I always
that's how
assume pirates stole money,
Well,
but this is a new age pirate. Froggen
No,
is-
he's built a he's built a forging machine.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. Like, do the minions just actually have more gold in their pockets, or does Gangplank just say they had more gold in their pockets?
All right. So this pirate's more of a con man than
Yeah. It's
a
like the catch me
traditional
if you can
pirate.
Gangplank.
Okay. Meanwhile, top lane, still a marginal CS lead for Billy Boss, but it's actually not very important.
Yeah.
They're both pretty much itemizing the same way. Defense stat for the main damage type of their enemy. And, just trading fairly evenly in the top lane.
Well, this could be interesting a little bit later down, though. If Echo Fox ever swaps the lanes, Billy Boss will not be itemized to deal with the Callista, but KFO will still be fine against Apollo's Jhin. But theoretically, you go to like an 15-minute, just switch the lanes around, and you've actually got an advantageous matchup. I don't know if that's going to come into play here, but
yeah. Both of these teams are pretty well balanced. There it is again. The slow you talked about lining up very easy.
Yep.
W from Apollo.
Problem is, Alistar has tons of healing and is ranking up the heal a few points. Looks like 3 points in that right now. And plus wind speakers, presses E twice, goes back to full health, and doesn't care anymore.
Decent CS lead though. Because of the early pressure that Kirei applied with the gank that did kill Alistar. Dignitas also able to grab some extra minions off of it, even after this wave does get evened out.
Yeah, so just playing the laning phase, not getting too many kills in. There was the first blood dive by Kirei earlier, but otherwise it's been pretty standard back and forth. Both mid laners matching Trinity forces. Lovely. Beautiful symmetry there. As we wait for the AD carries to keep scaling up. Should be Ruin King and Infinity Edge here on the opposite sides of bot lane carries. Froggen pops a barrel, kills what minions he can, and dodges Shifter's rockets for the most part.
Yeah. And despite, Kirei trying to keep up the invading on hard, he has done niddly things, farmed even quicker, and earned himself about 200 to 300 or so gold lead there.
Yeah, he's actually...
Oh, Kirei's actually taken extra time to do the dragon, so right there, Hard just got an extra camp, which has buffed him up even more.
Yeah.
And
he was 300 gold up before the dragon, and that's even against the assist that Kirei got for an extra 100 gold. So definitely a farm lead for the Nidalee. But hey, Dragon White doesn't suck too bad. Didn't require too much effort otherwise. And it's a 300, 400 gold game for Dignitas. Definitely smaller than before.
Custom Wraith camp.
Okay. Plus 100 for Echo Fox, minus 100 potential for Dignitas. And Hard is definitely getting really big on this Nidalee.
Quarter? You got a quarter out of that? I'm just trying to listen to Gangplank. See if there's any
Oh, he said no
slip
quarter?
how he's making, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't give it...
How about that extra gold, though?
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Don't
Feeding them
hide
back.
gold in your barrels, Gangplank.
Yeah.
Shifter found it.
He runs a really sloppy printing organization. Just get it around everywhere, His barrels have it, his bullets have it. It's actually, he not only gets gold coins, but also silver serpents from killing minions. Like, how is he not just printing fake currency at this point?
The thing about silver serpents is that you can only use that to buy one thing. That's not even, that's not a
It's like his own
universally
shop.
accepted currency. That's like,
It's like printing a coupon for, you don't have to do laundry this week.
Yeah,
Here
it's
you go,
like
happy
if-
birthday.
it's like if American Express changed their motto to American Express accepted only at Gangplank's store, and you can only buy one thing with it. Worst credit card ever.
Speaking of credit cards, though, here's some money right there. Hard going down, 2-0 for Team Dignitas. I don't know why I'm speaking of credit cards, but it's still a bunch of gold in for Team Dignitas. What a great dive. Gangplank ulti could not save the teammate.
Yeah. Again, Kirei's so confident on this Elise. Invades again. Quick collapse there as well.
Yeah. And all the pressure Shifter had in the mid lane, ostensibly outlaning Froggen and getting all that turret damage. The mid lane outer goes down off of just a quick roam down by Kirei. And look at that, Team Dignitas. So they're a game behind Echo Fox. Could end themselves in a 3-way tie for 7th if this game keeps going this way.
Standard lanes are treating them well. See if they can transition into mid-game though. Mid-turret being down means Kere should be able to get some extra vision down on Fox's jungle here. They're gonna let actually the 3rd respawn of this red buff go without any sort of invade attempt because bottom lane having to recall at the moment. As Jin gets a amount of flat attack damage here. Move speed as well with his boots. Gonna pair well with his passive boost.
I'm gonna feel pretty good at this one. Okay, hard back into the jungle, killing what he can. Defensive big board gets rid of the trinket, put down. More Raptors dying. You can see a huge farm lead for this Nidalee, but all that's doing is keeping him kind of on pace with the rest of Team Dignitas, who are pushing ahead pretty steadily in this one. Looking to control back of the bottom lane. Plenty of attack damage on this Jin, but Keith should be able to dodge many of the skill shots and stay out of range. They do match auto attack ranges, 550 each, so it's not too hard to kite away and dodge into these skill shots that might come out of Apollo. He really only ever gets to crit minions, never really gets to push in and deal meaningful damage to Keith's Callista. And even that little Deathfire touch damage that comes out from the dancing grenade, Alistar heals it up. Honestly, Alistar is able to really just withstand all the whittling that Jin would want to do. And unfortunately for Echo Fox, it's a ward right there.
Tired of farming, but is going to walk right into a ward. Now this, I actually blame on the bottom lane for not keeping track of the wards placed brush. That should be communicated to the jungler.
Yep.
You can't really fault the jungler for this move right now, even though it is really going to cost them. Rift Herald easily taken away.
And Kira could even try to take Gromp on the left-hand side, knowing that Nidalee's in the bot. The top side camps might have respawned already, but right now he's taking Scuttler.
Yeah.
Take some time.
Not just Gromp, but also Wolfcamp. Like, that was a very, very risky move from Hard to go camp the side of the map where he has no jungle camps up. It's going to cost him out. Froggen, though, actually gets the jump on the Wolves.
Helps him get it. Oh, Kirei stole it. Goes for the burst on the hard, which was risky in a 1v2, but gets away with it. So yeah, 2 camps lost and Rift Herald easily grabbed off of the knowledge that Nidalee was bot side on a ward. That was literally what was gained off of just seeing Nidalee once.
Shifter also continues to shove up here. He knows that there's no Nidalee spears going to come out of Fog of Ward.
Flash pulverized into the head, but into a whole lot of damage. Trying to knock people into this one. A root is going to land for a bit more, but here comes, Billy Boss with the hammer.
Saves the day.
Knocking everybody away from this one. No chance to turn that one around. Frog had even, I believe, TP'd to make that play, and nothing happened.
LCS big plays. Bop. In the ground. All right, that is going to mean that they have to hug this turret, though. Kirei is called in here for extra support to try and defend. I think this will be a non-event, though.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a safe wave for Apollo. It gives the first recall over to Keith on the bot side, so he can at least re-exert map pressure after the respawn, but I don't think it'll turn into too much right here. I think it feels pretty good to be a Team Dignitas player at this stage of the game.
I don't know if Shifter should have picked up that package, but okay, so here it is. Double teleports channel. Gangplank ultimate is also used. Good ultimate there from Billy. As you can see, getting the gang back down towards the fountain.
Yeah. Good stuff as Team Dignitas continues to scale up. And again, I have to sort of reinforce that holding a gold lead in an extended laning phase against a Gangplank is hard to do. With all the counterfeiting he does, it's just impressive.
I mean, there was that nerf to the amount of gold.
Yeah.
It still does gain extra.
It is less.
His plundering skills have dwindled over time.
Yeah. Federal regulations on gold coins have made his currency exchange not quite as good.
Meanwhile, top lane now gonna be even a little bit slower as no teleport options for the plays to come out. Billy trying to make it exciting though, just went in for a trade there and was able to get some damage past the shield. Impressive.
And then he popped the shield and KFO's at full health again. That was now attempt number 3.
Massive.
Woo! The damage output of this guy, Billy Boss, really just hammering him.
Again though, we went over this sort of in the preface for the game. both of these teams have really waited till they group up and got to team fight phase to sort of gain advantages and have counted on coming out on top in the brawls in the mid game.
Yeah.
So the small skirmishes, the kill here and there, haven't been too significant for them. Still really waiting for the big clash. But no turrets here for Fox and Team Dignitas. Still trying to work on these side lanes.
Blue buff number 3. So far, Shifter is 1-1 in terms of getting these. He got a crouch here last time he got it.
He stopped real early this time. Okay.
There you go. All right. Shifter winning the race against Blue buff pretty successfully there, farming up as hard as he can and continuing to push. Mid lane tier 2 has been taking some damage overall. It's at 3/4, not a ton, but top lane outer is actually below a quarter as well. Meanwhile, bot lane, a bit of a fight, and Big had to pop ulti to stay alive. That is a cooldown now missing. And Dignitas are still pushing in. Kiwi Kid around the back. A nice ward to spot who could be here.
Froggen and Shifter. Well, Froggen actually recalling, so only Shifter headed down. There's no teleport for Froggen. Does have his ultimate.
Everyone's spotted. They should know that everyone's here, but it just means bot lane outer turret's going to go down. Without Froggen around, that will mean the pressure is there. Apollo has to reload. But there we go. Turret number 2 to 0. Taken down for Team Dignitas. Top, again, already was pushing in. You can swap into that one and knock that without much difficulty at all. Team Dignitas slow and steady, getting farther and farther ahead here over Echo Fox.
Yeah, advantages across the board for Team Dignitas. Fox are going to have to come up with a big team fight victory to swing this one back in their favor. Remember, the Dragons have also been going over to Team Dignitas. So
right.
It's not just this gold lead and the turrets, but the Dragons stacking will be getting up there pretty quickly. Bottom lane is going to hold once again as hard. Another non-gank here as he tries to get into the side brush. It's mostly just been farming, and there goes the last of the outers.
Down it goes in the 1v1. I don't believe we saw really anyone interfere with that lane at all, but we ended up seeing Billy Boss just do a much better job at laning than KFO.
Yeah, and even though KFO has been able to finish the Zerat portal, it's probably going to be a fairly defensive Zerat portal. At this moment, Team Dignitas, with the extra gold and the double infinity edges completed for their team, are looking to make a move here. See what lane they decide to go. Actually, they just spread out defensively once again.
And we can see the lane assignments are just kind of as they were before. Froggen walks back into the mid lane, so does Shifter. No big issues here. Apollo's Jhin has been sent down to mid, but keep in mind Hurricane Callista can push fast, so he's got to keep track of that bot lane wave.
Yeah, there's actually even a really big difference between support power that they're bringing to the team fight right now. Kiwi Kid is basically a whole Aegis of the Legion up on Big and bringing a lot more to a team fight. So Team Dignitas right now, if they were able to force something and actually get a commitment from Echo Fox, that's what they would like to break this game wide open. However, Echo Fox defensive warding is up and feel like they'll be reluctant to be sucked into one of those team fights. As of right now, losing vision on Baron makes them leave this exposed turret. Now that they see people leaving the Baron area and they've got vision back, they have sent Keith over here to try and
This
snag
is
it.
interesting to me. Because Dragon's up in 1.5 minutes. Dignitas already have 2. You'd think they'd like to get number 3, but Jhin and Braum are top lane. I guess I would assume they're trying to trade Dragon for top lane tier 2, but this doesn't really feel correct. If you're ahead, if your team is winning, why are they not trying to keep the lanes matched and just continue to squeak out advantages? They're letting turret trades and objective trades happen, which you don't need to do as these team wins.
So here's the thing. I feel like Zerat portals are an objective in themselves, like a mini objective to kill. And so committing your Jhin up top, you're guaranteed to take this out. Remember, they have a whole minute as well.
Right.
They can still swap down. So I feel like that was actually a mini objective taken for Team Dignitas by swapping them up top.
They forced a 2-minute cooldown to not have any effect anymore.
Because, if they do predictably take that third dragon, then the Zerat portal, maybe make some work up on that top side and Echo Fox start getting some global gold back in there.
So Team Dignitas trying to stop all the possible advantages. And look at that, Echo Fox send their dual lane back to the top side. They got to undo that push. That will be a blue buff going over to Froggen, but now Dragons in 20 seconds.
Jin as well, though.
Jin goes back there from Team Dignitas. Interesting. So now pressuring Dragon is going to be very, very hard. I do realize that Baron's on the map, but it's not like Jin kills it fast. Maybe Corky does.
They have a decent amount of time, though. You know, top lane, pushing now. And let's see how it shakes out here. Down bottom, Billy Boss pretty much has the freedom. Oh, KFO got that small one, I think. Who's going to get the big one, though?
KFO does! Yeah, that's right. Drugs are mine, he says in Korean, which I don't know what that is. Billy Boss says question mark and is sad that he has no money. Dragon started, but yeah, there's no support on this side of the map.
Jin showing also on this pink ward in the tri-bush now, so Fox pretty happy to take this one and break up.
This is their Dragon. There's no way they shouldn't get this Dragon.
No.
Jin is spotted topside. He will be pushing for top lane tier 2, so that will be the trade after all. Just took him a little bit longer to get there. Dragon number 1 on the field for Echo Fox, not a big problem. Turret should be going down pretty cleanly. And there's going to be no contest for top lane tier 2, so that was the trade orchestrated by Team Dignitas. I mean, in general, a tier 2 turret's worth more than a Dragon, but I don't think they had to trade one for one.
Yeah, exactly. They had such good control of this game. If you play it sort of outstandard, kind of by the books, and take the easier, closer objective
Play it slow and go Dragon 5.
then I don't think you need to give that away. And, you know, mid-game, 25 minutes in, the 6% now starting to actually mean something.
I haven't redone the math in a while, but it used to be worth like 2,000-ish gold of stats.
Which is what old Dragon was.
Yeah, like, it's pretty reasonable. So, well, we'll see how that pays forward. Right now, Team Dignitas, where they send Apollo seems to be the big part of it, because everyone else is very mobile. Billy Boss's teleport, Kiri's going to roam regardless, but the Jin is the one that can set up these picks, that can snipe from long range and get the team in on things. And we'll see what that choice ends up being. Hard runs away after farming some more, but the Scuttle Crab controlled top side by Team Dignitas' Kire.
Yeah, and this is sort of the stage of the game where Echo Fox do have to start worrying about those blind Barons from Dignitas. Since Echo Fox are having a hard time keeping up vision around here without their outer turrets to keep them safe and being down in gold. They kind of have to commit everyone to force something, and they've got all 5 people here in mid lane.
Okay.
Poppy split pushing. Here comes Corky, though. They might teleport in. There's a ward behind Echo Fox.
Stun onto Big. Bit of damage and goes right back to full HP thanks to the Nidallion himself. Zap's going to actually land and stun up Keith, but he's going to be all right for this one.
The split push still taking its toll, though. Billy Boss remains bottom, is getting that last wave into the turret, and Team Dignitas going to press up now. Let's see if they retreat back to Baron to try and bait once again.
And just an update on Apollo.
No sweepers active, ready.
He did not win Captive Audience till 13. It was 5-5-0 on his skill order, but now he's got the traps. And they'll do like 400 damage at rank 1, because that's what his attack damage ratios do. So Apollo can certainly be scary. He's done what seems to be the standard build, which is Infinity Edge and a Static Shiv. Seems to be the basic Jin build into another BF sword, which I would guess could be Bloodthirster or Essence Reaver. Those would be the 2 options, really.
I kind of like Bloodthirster this time around, just because the off chance that you get hit with one of those frog and barrels kind of loses you the game.
I totally agree. I think Bloodthirster makes a lot of sense here for him. Bit of poke onto Big, but he saves the ultimate, takes a bit of damage, heals right back up, and all is fine for him. Team Dignitas controlling Baron area, 3 pink wards across this river right in front of the epic monster.
I like this patient Team Dignitas around the Baron. They're not rushing into it, letting Billy Boss build up more and more presence in bottom lane. We've actually got a substitution here for Echo Fox. They put Froggen down bottom to deal with Billy Boss rather than having KFO down there.
He's got teleport, so we can go wherever he wants and rejoin the team without problems. KFO is actually the engage tool the team needs to get to these fights, so could definitely be useful. Froggen cannot stop a teleport from Billy Boss, but Billy Boss can do that back to him, which is a minor disadvantage to the Echo Fox split pusher here. But here we come with the Baron attempt.
Those blind Barons that we were talking about. I mean, even though Team Dignitas had...
Kiri's dead. Team Dignitas.
I was just gonna... All right. Scratch.
Picking up where they left off.
A moment of silence, please, for Team Dignitas jungler dying to Baron. don't want to be behind Baron, by the way. The spikes
More
do
damage.
more damage than bring in front of him. You actually want to be on the side, like most WoW monsters or dragons. Gotta watch out for the tail as well.
Right.
Don't stand in the
Fire.
fire or the
Ooze.
green goop. This has
One day
been
away.
a lesson in PvE, which Team Dignitas actually in Week 7 died to the map as well.
Yeah.
So
No, this is back-to-back games inside to the map.
unlucky, maybe. Fox, though, happy to take an outer turret,
Yeah.
get some global gold back in this game.
Echo Fox
So-
bringing the game back to 2.8 thousand. Really not a major gold lead at 29 minutes in here. They've managed to hold up quite nicely. Echo Fox Froggen has basically $1.5 million gold. Whether it's legitimate or not, he is huge on this gangplank here. Almost at 400 CS. By the way, 382 CS at 2940. This is the Froggen of forever. This guy farms like a madman.
Of forever. Forever and always a great CSer.
Yeah. I mean,
Billy Boss has plenty of armor, even though barrels cut through some of it. Not really feeling the explosion there. All right, Kirai's back up. Can we go for round number 2? I don't know, that might have been traumatizing for him.
yeah, I mean, as much as we say that, Team Dignitas still tries to do Baron roughly twice a week. No matter how traumatizing it is, it still happens. Froggen continuing to farm up. I want to see the actual time at which he gets 400, because I'm curious. There's 394. Next wave will do it for him. Should be before 31 minutes. I know we keep track of LCS records, but I feel like this is probably top 3 in terms of time to 400 CS. It's real quick. I know he's been taxing Wolves and Raptors, which is part of why Hard's not even
He
farther
knows
ahead.
all the tricks.
Yeah, oh no.
Yeah.
This guy's been around forever. I mean, back when you could one-shot like Raptors from over the wall before we lowered their attack range so that like they wouldn't aggro you. Froggen, 397.
I mean, it might have also been him to make the call to swap into the split lane.
Ooh, this is not good for Hard. He's trying to get away. Now Froggen can tank the bullets. But be careful, they still got to get in front of it. All right, they're all going to live for now, but it's a lot of damage dealt, and that means Dragon number 3 will go over to Team Dignitas. They grab that one nicely. A good early pick by Apollo, landing the root and forcing the retreat and the body blocking. There we go. 31-15. Froggen better at CS than Olaf Meister himself, just getting a ton of farm. Bad reference? All right. I thought it was cute.
Felt like you forced it a little.
Really? Oh, that was good. If that was intentional, that was a great joke.
I got you. All right.
Forced it. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm taken aback by how good that was. All right. So Team Dignitas, though, they are the team in the driver's seat. It's just they're driving very slowly. Dragon number 3 is
Remember,
there.
they didn't have to go this, like, if they had actually been more patient and taken the third dragon
They'd be on
instead
Dragon
of going
4 right
for
now.
that,
I know.
secondary turret, then, hey, we'd be on course for...
It's like a U-turn came up. They tried to drift through it. Turns out they spun out into the gravel, had to get back on course. Still in the lead. Just
Interesting.
the yellow flag came out.
Kirai's got a Zerat portal as well, so now they're matching Zerat portal pressure. So even the slow work of the Voidlings will probably come out even. Mid lane though, here we
And
go!
the battle comes in. KF on the front line, really tanky. So is Big, who has saved the ulti. And like ships in the night, they pass each other, and we'll never see each other again this game.
Let's go, let's go. Everybody's got flashes except for Hard.
It's fine, he can pounce, he'll be fine. Mid lane, the teams group up. 2 kills to 0.
Look at this battle, the split push battle though. Froggen grabbing
pushing it,
distance here. He's slowly inching forward into Team Dignitas territory. He's crossed the mid lane line, or the mid rift line down the river. Oh yeah, here we go. Turret number 2
All
for
right.
Echo Fox.
Good stuff by Froggen, and are we surprised? A team led by this man is happy to play a 50-minute long game where he farms to 700 CS. Continue to get bigger and bigger on Gangplank. Death's Dance added, going for Lord Dominic's next. He's going to have so much burst damage.
Yeah, he didn't like how that last barrel didn't really do too much to Billy Boss. Started to double down. Oh my goodness! They're going for it again on a ward.
So they got to back off on this one.
If at first you don't succeed, start Baron again. And try not to die this time.
Now they're going to clear the wards away, so now there's not a lot of vision left. Pink ward will go down, though. Keith is able to swipe that one out. Mid lane, of course, The waves met yet again, so Team Dignitas has to go back there, clear the wave out. They will do so pretty cleanly. Mid lane outer stays safe. And as Froggen, I think, recalled to finish Lord Dominic's regards off of Last Whisper, it allowed Billy Boss to shove the wave back out. However, I don't think Poppy will ever really be able to 1v1 the Gangplank without maybe a Thornmail.
No, that was a very crucial purchase there for Froggen. That's why I went back to go get it. I feel like Billy Boss actually has to give him a lot more respect now. Even though Froggen cannot stop the teleport, he can actually get the wave in his favor. Froggen now with wave control down bottom.
Yeah. And just to note, by the way, how Gangplank works with Lord Dominic's regards, I believe it's the same way that Yasuo does, where the bonus penetration happens first and shreds through all the bonus armor, and then whatever's left is then divided by whatever just the general armor pen value was.
Yeah, they don't just add percentages together to get.
Yeah, but also if it went the other way, it would be like really harmful to you. You'd cut it in half, and then there's like almost no bonus left. So it's the most advantageous multiplicative format possible for Froggen.
And look at that, it is taking its toll on Billy.
Ooh, that was crucial though. Lands the auto attack, gets the shield, breaks the barrel down. Froggen just will not be stopped. He's got plenty of mana and a ton of damage. Dignitas trying to fight over wards as best they can, but they can't knock that one down. Hard defends his territory properly.
This gold lead means almost nothing right now in the team fight. It's all about the purchase timings. Everybody running out of inventory space as well and trying to fill up the last couple spots with pink wards to set up the vision for the team fight. Really going to have to watch out for that barrel chain getting to the back line. Either Shifter or Apollo getting tagged would be a very big win for Echo Fox. So Team Dignitas definitely want their backline to spread out. At the very least, they don't want both of them getting hit.
What's funny about the way these minis are getting cleared, by the way, is that... Oh, hold on. Yeah, pressure to the mid lane. Big taking plenty of damage. Has to pop his own ulti. Getting chunked lower and lower, but they will save the Fate's Call from Callista. All right, for that play, they have burned the Alistar ultimate. And they are 1 minute and 10 seconds away from Dragon number 4. It should have been 5 off of a misstep there from Team Dignitas, but it still will be that 4th.
Do you feel the tension building, Freak?
The tension is building.
The team fight is coming. Alistar's ultimate is down.
It has to at some point.
I mean, oh, they're giving up vision control of Baron. 2 pink wards to clear out. That's actually really big for Echo Fox.
That is
and
huge.
Scuttle Crab.
Wow, that is actually a lot. That's going to give a ton of respite over to Echo Fox. You don't have to worry about the top side of the map at all. And can actually put their efforts around Dragon. I think they should fight for this one. They're only down 1,000. They can definitely fight.
Team Dignitas need to try and cut them off here. They've got positioning on this turret. And here come the Voidlings!
Big is not tanky, keep that in mind. Ooh. Kira goes in for a bit of damage, doesn't do too much with it. Big is still safe. Actually bought Elixir of Iron on this Alistar, so he is beyond huge.
All right. New prediction, this package is going to be what starts the team fight.
Okay.
Shifter's got a package waiting for him. He has picked it up. Here it comes. Teleport available for Billy Boss.
He's walking down to the bot lane. They might go for the play on the Gangplank himself.
Oh, it looks
We're
like
seeing
Shifter's making his way over there.
Yeah. He's looking to go to the source of the global. Only the Nautilus could teleport to help him. But Froggen says, hey, package got picked up. I'm going to play back. I'm going to wait till we see this Corki. The entire team, look how far back now Echo Fox are playing without having the whole member, or more members of the team there. But here, Dragon is alive. This is number 4 for Team Dignitas. They come in first. Froggen's on the bottom side of this one. The other team's in the top left. Hard. Maybe looks for the steal. He's not in a position to team fight. He's only in a spot to try to steal it, and it resets to get healed. Now Hard's stuck in the pit. Can they get damage on him? Puts the Javelin in. They get for some damage, and Hard's got to be in danger. Goes for the smite, gets it, but now it's Keith who has to run away and burns down. The kill goes over. Package dropped to try to put a couple of slows in, and Team Dignitas still pushing forwards. They're going to find KFO with the stun. They will drop down the Nautilus. A double kill for Apollo. Team Dignitas now 4-0.
Now that should be Baron. Now you can have confidence to get over there. If Froggen gets a Miracle Baron steal with Gangplank right now,
that's just fate.
Then he deserves it.
That at that point is just really scripted. The Team Dignitas.
But man, that was actually pretty funny. KFO flashes back into the Dragon Pit. He just wanted to flash over a wall, but then you're left in the Dragon Pit with nowhere to go. So that meant 2 kills, and the second kill actually might be the difference between this Baron and no Baron attempts. Here we go, baby.
Well, charge up for Poppy. Get out of my jungle, he says. And there we go. Kira gets the smite. Baron picked up cleanly for Team Dignitas. And they can recall with no casualties. Would you believe it?
I believe it. I just saw it with my own eyes. Dragon was stolen, though, by Fox, remember? So
Yeah,
the number five is going to be far away. But look at Froggen is zoned off this whole time. Billy Boss actually had pressure down there, and Froggen not being in this team fight. Oh my goodness. Keith just got annihilated there with the all-in.
Yeah, Deathfire Touch did a lot of damage.
And yeah, there's the flash KFO we're talking about. Nowhere to go after that.
Yeah.
But I actually missed that initiation onto Keith.
Yeah, he got blown up at the start. Really impressive stuff by Team Dignitas to get in there, get the damage.
Kiwi Kid setting it up.
Pretty sure, yeah. Just a lot of easy follow-up on that one, so good stuff. Team Dignitas, the team with the lead. 3,000 is their advantage right here. They're wearing a Baron buff. This should mean that the advantage grows. Baron power play just sitting at a basic 1,900, but I expect something in the mid-2000s at least, depending on how much they can push down. Jin, not the best turret killer, but should honestly do an okay job of this one. Drop Portal instantly popped, didn't stop anything.
Remember, these two teams so close in the standings as well. Really big game for Team Dignitas. They don't want to overextend here, just chip away some more turrets. They do have Dragon number 5 to look forward to as well. So this Baron buff should just be some outers they're looking to work on. Nobody wants to go headlong and dive under the turret.
Yeah, still very risky considering that one good Gangplank chain just ruins everything you ever wanted to do.
Gangplank being their split pusher, though, actually is starting to be a little bit of a problem as Billy Boss has been able to move over quicker. They really do need Froggen with the team for the team fight to have that bed of the Gangplank and even give them that chance of the barrel getting to the back line where they can actually turn something around. But he continues to go head-to-head with Billy.
And look at the damage. Hard, definitely scary on this Nidalee. A lot of ability power. Kirei dieting as well on this Elise. Dodges away. Does not get Javelin in the back of the abdomen.
Quick and spider form, man.
Yeah.
No diet, just a lot of exercise.
And either way, just a very tanky build in this Elise regardless. 2 big armor items, Brandwin's Omen, Zerat Portal. Now a Ruby Sightstone because he was pretty much out of item slots.
They leave mid lane for a second. I don't think that's going to be enough for Team Dignitas to overextend, though, because remember, Kirei got chunked out really low, and they don't want to risk getting engaged upon without Kirei there. Fox doing their best to try and wave clear.
KFO being as tanky as he can, trying to keep the wave clear up. The turret is not yet going down. Team Dignitas still stuck on the first turret they ever encountered with Baron buff.
The combination of KFO getting to the front line and getting the shield up, plus heals from Alistar, is enough.
Definitely.
But it really, what it enables is Kalista to actually walk up. Usually, Kalista very risky wave clear, can't get in there for the Runon's bolts. But with the beefy front line shielding and healing themselves, they've been able to do it over and over again and successfully defending that Baron buff. All that Team Dignitas got out of it was that mediocre Baron power play of a few thousand gold, which really doesn't mean anything at this stage in the game. It all comes down to this team fight and execution here from either side. So Echo Fox with a good stand, even after the misplay there, losing down on the Dragon side and losing Baron.
And as the item build's complete, I want to see what everyone chose as their builds. We see a Phantom Dancer picked up on Froggen, 70% crit chance on him, really good dueling power. He is really saying, yes, I want to split push this Poppy. She cannot kill me.
Investing in it
heavily
here.
A lot of cooldown reduction, a lot of armor pen. It's just a really solid, well-rounded, complete build for this Gangplank. Keith curiously buying Ma against very little magic damage. I think that's a mistake. I know Elise does some, but realistically, I think he needs more damage as
He's
another
scared of the
threat.
Corki, I guess?
It's Corki and Elise. I mean, there is meaningful damage there, to be fair.
Yeah. And I feel like Ma popping on Kalista is even beneficial in an offensive manner to be able to get that extra lifesteal and spell vamp as well.
Yeah.
So
I just don't know if it's optimal.
And there is enough magic damage flying around that it will pop if he gets there. So
yeah, I guess it's debatable. Okay, I can maybe rescind that for now, but
yeah, I kind of like it actually.
Okay. Well, he's going to keep doing what he can with the high attack damage build. Lord Dominic's coming in, which is very important to get through the Braum and the Poppy and the Elise. 3 big frontliners for Team Dignitas. Again, Kirei went for a pretty ability power focused build. Sorry, tank focused build.
My favorite interaction is that the Zerat Portal Voidlings just have agreed to a truce.
Yeah.
They're both from the Void. We will not attack our own kind. walk right past each other.
Just eat up some other minions on the way.
They're
KFO.
actually the more civilized.
Yeah, right?
The Summoner's Rift
Gentleman
minions.
void spawns?
Yeah, the Summoner's Rift minions, they're just...
Mindless, hit anything.
Uh-oh, whoa!
Root on to Big, healed right back up to full. The double healer from, honestly, Echo Fox making it hard to really make any damage stick. They try one more time to push in on KFO. It was Nautilus, and
broke his
basically
shield.
invincible.
To start.
Froggen 0-0-0, 593
This
minions.
is it. This is it. Dragon is available. This is only number 4.
Still, Kiwi Kid in the front line, taking a lot of damage down to 3/4. There's the ulti in for Billy Boss, knocks away one, and the re-engage comes in for KFO, who gets knocked up and stunned and almost killed, but he's still alive. The Ignite is on, and Kirei gets the kill. A 1-for-0, 5 kills on the map now for Team Dignitas. They retreat back off that one pick.
Yeah, great shot there from Billy Boss to ult the DPS out of the fight so then they can focus down the tank, and they just barely killed Nautilus. Let's see what they do with the extra man advantage on the field for Team Dignitas. Dragon going to be started up. Remember, this is only number 4, so Fox, you don't have to commit, everyone. This is not worth dying. If you die right now, the death timers mean you lose way more than Dragon number 4.
All right. Burns a flash for the chance to steal. I can defend
it is
that.
worth a flash.
But why is the rest of the team here? Big's gonna die for this one. What happened to not committing more resources? That's one picked up. Iceborne Gauntlet hits Keith. He's getting slowed down. The snipes can't quite reach the rest of the team, but a flash stun gives it for Billy Boss. Nearly picks him up. Pops Mortius. He will stay alive overall, but still an extra kill picked up for almost no reason. Big dies for free.
Yeah.
Dignitas 6-0.
Dragon Steal is a solo mission at this point.
Yeah.
That is a solo mission. Hard is willing to spend his flash for the chance at stealing that dragon. I'm okay with that. But the rest of the team kind of hovering around means that Alistar off the field for 20 more seconds. Dignitas should be able to clear out this wave very easily.
And look at that. Yep, right up in time to get the top wave. Yes, that inhib turret will take some damage, but it will also slowly regenerate and stick at around half health for the next few minutes as KFO slowly pushes through with his Zerat portal and gets the bot lane in a decent spot. But now, Team Dignitas sitting on 4 dragons. Baron is up, next dragon's in 5. Those are all things that Team Dignitas can use to really push forward.
Yeah, and it really is a lot about killing tanks in these team fights as well, because it's hard for either team to really get past the front line of the other. So tank busting is definitely a really worthwhile focus right now. With Braum and Poppy, Braum can block projectiles, and Poppy can block bodies that are trying to jump past you and move blocks. So both teams actually can protect backline decently. I really am going to look for Gangplank barrels, as we never tire of pointing out. Full items, though, for Froggen, and he's actually switched over to a Guardian Angel as well. Defensive item coming in here for GP. Froggen's definitely more of a... He actually discarded
just
the Death
had
Dance.
Phantom Dancer.
I feel like he switched from... Sold his Death Dance, also sold... Oh, so the Essence Reaver came in.
Yeah, so Essence Reaver came in, and GA came in for Phantom Dancer.
And Death Dance.
I'm not even sure that's better. I think he was better the way he was, but... It's more CDR this way, and that will give him max cooldown reduction, actually. So 40% is in there from this build. Lots of barrels, bit of damage on a Kirei. Also trading some blows back on towards Hard, who gets the blue buff with the Javelin. Nicely done.
They've actually swapped Froggen over to the rest of the team, too, now. So Froggen can set up barrels for a big play because he's with the 4-man squad. This means, though, KFO trying to hold against Billy Boss down there. Full item. Tanks versus full item tanks.
Yeah, only the Spectre's Cowl combined left for KFO to upgrade with 1,300 more. That's probably a Banshee's Veil for him, but Billy Boss, walks up to the turret to throw the buckler at it.
Yeah, so what you want here is to let the tower take care of the Voidlings. Don't let the minion wave get in there. Oh, Callista ultimate, that's huge, actually. Big cooldown, maybe Team Dignitas try and force it now.
So I talked about records before, I want to bring it up again. The record is Robert X. Lee at 719 in the 80 Minutes of the Dream game.
I remember it fondly.
In North America specifically, to be sure. Froggen is like 20 seconds away from breaking that. That's a slight exaggeration, but we'll do it in roughly 3/5 of the time.
Well, they've actually, making Froggen come group with the team. Maybe he's actually taking on CS in the from the mid lane, but they're actually not funneling into him anymore, which they shouldn't. He's already had enough money to switch out 2 different items for side grades. Here goes the Baron initiation, though. This is Alistar back in the base.
And here we go, on towards Baron. Nautilus and Alistair both running it, hoofing it over, trying to survive and get in. Ooh, a big poke into Kirei. Down to half HP. Here comes the team. Here comes the play. Smited and secured. Team Dignitas with their second successful Baron of the game. Hard is down to half, then gets healed right back up to nearly full. No kills to happen. Baron and another clean disengage from Team Dignitas. And it overlaps with Dragon 5, which is in 2 minutes.
Baron buff makes it difficult to wave clear these minions as well. And Baron buff was changed, in preseason to reduce all AoE damage, not just magic damage. So it will help against the wave clear of Froggen's barrels, as well as the Callista autos. See if this Baron is enough for an inhibitor turret to go down, because the secondary turret I feel is going to be forfeit. You don't even really care too much about a secondary turret at this stage of the game anymore as Echo Fox. So they'll try and defend it, but I feel like it will be a half-hearted defense here, as they don't want to. The real concern is giving up a member of your team at 50 minutes in. Death timer is extremely long, and you really would rather have an extra man on the field than a turret.
Absolutely. Full ability power build for Hard. Death Cap and Void Staff are both in here, so he is a very real magic damage threat, and really the only one on his team trying to keep the itemization honest from Team Dignitas. As Keith sadly does not have any crit in his build outside of Hurricane. I really think in these 50-minute games, you have to crush through a front line. Infinity needs to show up somewhere in your builds. And these games happen so rarely, it never seems to quite happen for these players, but he's gone for lots of life steal and shields to keep himself afloat.
Yeah, now I definitely agree with you. I would support selling Ma for Infinity Edge for sure.
Ooh, Steadfast Presence keeps Hard off of Billy Boss's tail for a little while. Poppy now up to the height of a human thanks to the Elixir of Iron, making her larger as a champion. Her hair is really big, so I guess that helps inflate the numbers. Baron up in 2 seconds. Sorry, Dragon up in 2 seconds. Baron's alive for 45 more. The buff, I should say specifically. Team Dignitas looking for Dragon number 5. Hard in position to try to steal. Javelin in, and it is smited by Kirei. He gets Dragon 5. Here comes the engage. Onto the front line. Big damage out of Gangplank, but Hard is chunked low and not part of the fight anymore. Into the back lines, into the front lines. Kirei forced to rappel up into the air, and it's now Echo Fox running away. Kirei almost dead, but here comes the curtain call. Is it going to be just that for Team Dignitas as they push in for Echo Fox? Oh, and the flash Q from Froggen takes down Kirei, but he trades it back. Shifter kills big.
What? What's that, dude? There's a ward right there. It's a blue trinket. You can see that.
Oh.
You're a cow. You're not a chicken. Don't stand with the chickens. He wanted to flash over and make a big play, but there's a ward right there.
Ouch, did not blend in properly. Maybe Azir could have done it, but certainly not Alistair. And it's a 1-for-1. Echo Fox got their first kill. Finally, a flash Q from Froggen. 1-0-0 his scoreline, 682. He has stopped getting gold.
They could have had that extra man advantage we keep talking about, though.
Yeah.
5 versus 4 advantage. There was... All right, well...
Keep in mind, this game is only 5,000 apart. Dignitas has been in control the entire time,
you
but anyone can win.
cannot tilt from that. You have to keep a clear mind in this stage of the game. You just have to accept this is the game state right now, act accordingly. We're going to have to wait for him to come back up. We don't have Alistar. He does have both summoners available when he comes back up, so maybe he will make that big play, and maybe he will make a game-winning play.
Yeah. There is something I also want to point out, optimization-wise. Both these supports have had their fully upgraded Relic Shield for most of this game, which can give you up to 2 CS per minute. Dignitas support, Keep It Kid, has 84. He's actually been farming. He's got a Randuin's, a Frozen Heart, a Locket. He's got 1 item slot left, and that's a pink ward. He's good to go. Big has 36 CS. He has a Spectre's Cowl. That's it to go alongside the Locket. And look how much damage he's taking. And he dies.
Wait, what? Did he react?
I think he was burning to death already.
Oh, the Deathfire
and
touch.
Just dropped. Deathfire touch wrecked
late
him.
game on a Jhin ultimate
because he has no item.
Single.
Big did not ever use Relic Shield stacks for pretty much the entire game, didn't earn any money off it, and look how rough this is. Trying to be Alistair, taking 1 million damage now, bot lane under fire with the dead support, who got picked up without getting to ult and get away. Bot inhib is gone, back to the mid lane they go. Team Dignitas still wearing Dragon 5 for 25 more seconds. Mid lane inhibitor turret is gone as well. They go for inhib number 2. It is still a 5v4 for 25 more seconds. And they're staying in the base. Another wave in the bot lane coming in. Dignitas decide to run away.
Remember how important this game is. We keep on reiterating it, but Dignitas are looking to climb up the standings over Echo Fox. They're trying to climb over. Whew. Okay, so actually I went back.
Yeah.
Even though Big just died again, the blue trinket that was behind him was placed as he was moving into the camp to try and make that play. So it wasn't an existing blue trinket ward. But still, I don't think you try and go for that play, as you just got these, you know, extra champion advantage.
And Froggen tied the record for most CS in North America. He did it in 30 less minutes, because Froggen. And I suppose the Rot Portal helps. So it's maybe inflated unfairly.
He hasn't had his GA passive pocked either, so he hasn't had to sell that item and exchange again.
And now he takes the record of North America, and he is 1 away from the worldwide record.
He's gonna go home and celebrate.
In Korea, Coco owns 726. So Froggen can give North America a record.
One more to
A
tie.
worldwide record by killing 2 more things that count as minions.
What's it gonna be? A minion? A ward?
A Zrat?
A Kirei?
Kirei Spiderlings? For the good of NA, Kirei.
This is your mission, Froggen.
Oh, a lot of
It's
damage
gonna be a Kirei.
onto the Elise. It's gonna be a Kirei, and that's Froggen taking a kill in a celebration, a minion wave, and Froggen is now the record holder for most minions killed in a professional game that we have recorded anywhere in the world.
Salute there to Kirei. He's also part of the record.
Froggen 2-0-0, 100% kill participation, 100% CS participation. They all belong to him.
You know, the ridiculous thing about that kill is it also just stalls the game out longer, because it was a Team Dignitas member that went down, and Echo Fox just want to clear waves. This buys them time to clear more super minion waves and buys more time for us to stay here.
Oh, goodbye to Keith. His life was McBrief on that one. And now they're going to push forward looking for hard, and he's going to die right away. Kiwi Kid 2-0-6. Suddenly, in a 4v5, 2 kills picked up by Team Dignitas, and Baron's on the field.
Those are longer than a minute, these death timers now as well. So Team Dignitas have time to take the Baron and go end the game. Your time has run out, Echo Fox. I believe this will be the march towards victory. Team Dignitas fittingly will do it wearing Baron's buff.
There we go. Baron number 3. Dragons up in 20 seconds.
45 on the jungler.
Yeah. Flash.
Boom, Kiwi
what a
Kid.
good ulti. Expecting the direction he goes.
Oh my goodness, Kiwi Kid. Makes the game-winning pick. Billy Boss follows up with a second. Jungler goes down here. Froggen gets a couple of nice explosions, sad fireworks, but Team Dignitas.
Okay.
Not only Baron buff, but they're going to be wearing red
Dragon
as well.
5, Baron, 2 inhibitors dead. It would be hard to not win this game on this push as Team Dignitas.
Well, Hard's back up. 5 more seconds.
All right.
So at least it will be 5-on-5. Package is in the base. They could go get one more thing if they really wanted. A Baron-empowered recall from Shifter right now. Movement speed boost from the package could get him back in time. He could go for it right now.
Scimitar and Ruin King back up from cooldown here on Keith.
Oh my god, they're going to wait longer. Yeah.
They have nothing else to wait for. Nothing else can be gained by Team Dignitas. Oh, okay. I guess they can pick up
They're
package.
not doing it. He's not doing it.
Not worth it.
They're going to go for it.
Void Staff also picked up now for Shifter. He has got the correct penetration items in. And he will do plenty of spell damage as Billy Boss walks his next wave of minions in. His entourage is here inside the base, and KFL holds it. alongside his friend, the Zerat Portal.
Keeping up their truce here. Voidlings trying to go for Nexus turrets. All they want is the Nexus.
It's all they ever wanted or ever needed, and now it's Dignitas pushing into the base, looking for their third inhibitor kill here. They'd rather knock this turret down than the one in front of the Nexus because that would be harder to kill too.
Yeah.
Bot inhib is back up, but Billy Boss already on top of that.
Echo Fox looking to make a desperate stand here.
This inhib will go down. Billy Boss cannot be stopped. Mid inhib comes back as well now, as the Nexus turrets slowly take more damage, as does the top lane inhibitor turret. Baron buff has timed out for nothing but an inhibitor retake here.
Team Dignitas have been in the lead almost the entire game, building to this moment, looking on almost an hour here in the game, and Team Dignitas victory inches away.
As they continue the siege, Shifter held the mid lane, roams back up to the top side. Only the Corki has rapid fire cannon though, so not these other guys can really get the damage down to these buildings, but Frog into the front line takes 1.5 million damage, but they picked off the Jhin, and they're going for Keith. He revives with Guardian Angel. Gangplank doing the damage. Shifter goes down. That's 2 shutdowns already, but Poppy gets one back. It's a 2-for-1 so far. Big stuck in the base, and they will wave clear.
AD carry being up though is huge. Keith with the Guardian Angel purchase is able to hold on and survive. We're going past an hour, baby.
Yes, we are. Nice.
It's got it. That was the worst high five ever. Boom.
There we go, Kobe. We missed a high five. We got it back in. Here we are, an hour long in the game. And now Keith.
Is it time for the repeat, Freak? I'm feeling it.
80 minutes a dream.
Hashtag 80 minutes a dream, please.
Let's go. Keith can maybe take second place in total CS. He's actually not even far off. He's like 4 minutes of farming away. Big has continued to not last hit minions though. That's still 4 stacks orbiting him.
Whoa,
and the mid lane outer turret! I have never seen the turret last over an hour.
New record.
I imagine that has to be.
Lasting outer turret survives an hour. All credit to Shifter.
Yeah.
Protecting that sucker.
But that demonstrates how much map control Team Dignitas have had.
How long they've been ahead.
Yeah. We can watch that fight again and watch what Froggen does. He actually dives into the enemy team.
Yeah, this is the Bruiser Gangplank build that he's crafted. The Guardian Angel also buys him a lot more time. That's why the other members weren't able to come collapse. And also, keep your eyes on Jhin. This is Apollo going down really early. I believe he's the first death of the team. Credit to Echo Fox for this play. Let's see. Kiwi Kid starts it off. They get Froggen. Big goes in for the flash pulverize. Froggen got off.
Autos him twice.
Yeah, Froggen just got off 2 crit, at least 1 crit. Anyways, Billy Boss is going to hold only the Nidalee back, but they refocus and take down Froggen. Man, but yeah, really, the Guardian Angel purchase there for Keith. The AD carry staying alive in the end game.
That was
so
huge.
crucial.
And now he's on triple lifesteal.
Yeah, they want to finish what they started here, though.
Triple lifesteal. Maw of Momorty is sold for a Bloodthirster. Froggen, 775 damage crits because of all the armor that Superman has given nearby allied minions.
Zerat Portal, the makeshift inhibitor here, not going to last long.
Doesn't inhibit the push for long from Team Dignitas as they are continuing to push in. The Nexus turrets have actually regened back to full HP. They had taken damage earlier.
Apollo's learned from the last team fight, and he's swapped out for a GA. So has Shifter. So now the revival advantage heavily in Team Dignitas' favor. They've got 7 lives to work with.
Well, if Wild Turtle were there, it would be 9. He says he's a cat, but not on either of these teams, as Team Dignitas, though, continues to hold the inhibitor advantage across basically
Why didn't
all
you
of
just
these
go with
lanes.
the actual cat in the game?
I don't, oh yeah, Nidalee. Yeah, Hard has 9 lives on his own. I'm hilarious. I got it this time, guys.
Nice one, dude!
Yeah, I'm hilarious. Wow, we missed that fist bump so badly. Echo Fox still holding on to their base. They are 6,000 down. That is it. They can win a game and push back in through this one. It's going to be 75-second death timers.
I still got 20 minutes left in me. Let's go 80 minutes.
I'm going to go 82. Just going to keep pushing it forward. I don't know. Whatever it can be. Big still stacking as best he can.
You want to make a bet?
No, I don't.
Okay.
There's no way of knowing what it's going to be. Dragon number 5, number 3 for Team Dignitas. There is no hope for contesting it. That gets whittled down promptly. As once again, Team Dignitas
It's
have
on Baron as well. They can go collect that.
80 min the dream.
We know they like both buffs. Really work well together, kind of
Which hashtag do you think is
bring
going to
out
win,
the
by the
color
way?
in 80 Minutes to Dream or
80 min the dream.
80 Minutes to Dream.
Are you going to vote for?
Hashtag let's make a bet, freak.
Nope.
Ah, come on.
Okay, fine. Over under. You pick a number. I'll say over under.
No, first we have to figure out what we're betting. How about if you lose, you shave your head.
Nope. No. Shut up, audience. That's not happening.
All right, Team Dignitas going for the Baron once again.
Number 4. They're really upping their win rate against Baron, by the way. They started 0-1, but now
Just
they are
taking out
4 wins in a
pent-up
row.
aggression. They've got some issues they're working for.
And keep in
killing
mind,
Baron over and over.
for the 7 of you that have Team Dignitas as your fantasy team, you're welcome for this game. This is 8 dragons and 4 barons. Even if they don't win,
You know what's
this is the best team.
You know what's more impressive? Neither Billy Boss nor Kiwi Kid have died
Yeah.
so far. 64-minute game. They're the front line. They're the front line,
Yeah.
dude.
They're keeping it as best they can. 207, honestly, a great score from Kiwi Kid here.
Let's go.
Looking for Baron plus Dragon 5. The push comes in again. Kirei hops up into the air. Big is in the front line. Pops the ulti. Stays alive for now. Where's the damage coming through? It's still towards the front. The flash pulverize comes in. They pop Kirei. Now for the second half of the fight. Kiwi Kid still holding strong in the front line. Curtain call comes in. Looks for the damage. Frogga's got to kite it away. Hits one. Crits the other. But that's it. But here goes Billy Boss on Poppy. 4v5. Dignitas are fighting. Big goes down to Billy Boss. The re-engage. They picked up Kiwi Kid. Here comes the push. And they're picking them all off. Guardian Angels Pop. This will be the kills. Froggen with a double. Billy Boss alone. The only living member of Team Dignitas trying to push the bot lane down.
Run!
It's a 4 versus 1 for a hell of a long time now. A minute of respawn timers. How much can Echo Fox do?
They're running it back. There's only 30 seconds left on Kirei because he died so early in the team fight. It'll be a 2-man defense by the time they get to Nexus turret. But Echo Fox, they could run this all the way back.
Baron buff on just the Poppy for 115. They're looking for the top lane, looking for the mid lane. The teleport comes in from Gangplank. They're taking as much as they can from this one. Hard wearing the blue elixir. KFO waiting Tanky to care.
Billy Boss is trying to race him.
30 seconds. The respawn timers for most of this team. They've taken the mid inhibitor. They're now looking for the base. Respawn timers 15 to 20 seconds still. Here's turret number 1. He knocked back Keith. No, he knocked back Gangplank, I think it was. Sorry, Keith is still there, and that means the disengage for now.
10
they get another
seconds
wave.
on Shifter,
Ulti
10
popped
on
in by
Apollo.
Gangplank. They're looking for it. Poppy buying the time. Nidalee is low. That's turret number 1. Now the damage blocked off by Braum. Traded back and forth.
Shifter's
KFO tanking. Here comes Shifter.
Oh my God.
KFO. Guardian Angel pops. And the re-engage comes in. It's already the dead mid laner. Hard is alive. KFO's dead. That's 2 for 0. Now Jen to execute what he can, but no one's left in range. It's a 2 for 0. 5v3.
If Billy Boss had not attempted to teleport down bottom earlier and still had his teleport and hadn't canceled it, he could go be taking Nexus turrets right now. But Dignitas, they still have the man advantage.
Oh.
Fox trying to play a sneak.
He's
attack.
flashing in. Where's the team? They've got to stop him. He's going for the turret. He's trying to save the game as Big takes up the damage.
Shifter's going to
Keith
get it too.
will be knocking down this turret.
Can't do
But
it.
here comes the team. Keith goes down, but here comes Hard. He wants it. He's trying a big pulverize. He's trying to win the game. It's so close, and they get it. Echo Fox, somehow they've won the game. Oh my God! I cannot believe that. I believe that. 3v5. They lost the team fight, and somehow
The last single hit. Big is the only member of Echo Echo Fox left alive. I told you the game would be playing. I said it was going to be big. No, KFO
That game was
still
big.
alive. KFO has.
Had respawned afterwards.
Oh my
That's
God.
what happened.
Yeah. Holy.
Wow. So, by the way, Kobe, if that game wasn't awesome enough already, Echo Fox are now one game back from Energy. Energy have the hardest schedule left in North America. They are not expected to win any more games this season. Echo Fox still have Renegades to play. They are on pace to tie for 6th and tiebreak against Energy for a playoff spot. This game is like their entire season. The beginning, the first 4 weeks, 1-7, including a forfeit loss, not even fielding a roster.
They go 67 minutes, 50 seconds to barely finish off Team Dignitas' Nexus here.
Yeah.
To try and make that run at playoffs.
But now, this roster, since coming back together, is 5-2, including a win over Energy. CLG, Cloud9, Renegades, then postseason. Echo Fox are on pace for being the 6th playoff team if all goes according to plan. When they can win games like this, they can certainly win a whole lot more.
This puts a lot of pressure for Energy to try and come up with some upsets.
Yeah. It's not an easy road for those guys. Energy's next few games that get them up for me. Liquid tomorrow, that's a huge one. But then it's CLG and TSM, which are super tough.
What a story for this Echo Fox team.
Yeah.
With the way the beginning of this season played out, with Echo Fox not being able to field most of their lineup and having to wait so long for Froggen to be able to come in. But then when Froggen does come in and they bring in KFO as well with Froggen,
Yeah.
the solo laner change completely turned around their season, put them just on the doorstep of a playoff spot.
And they're right there.
Ridiculous.
They're -1. They're -1. This record, this roster, since coming back 5-2, that could easily be all it takes to get into the playoffs. They need at least one more win. They need Energy to not get any more, or they got to win more games than that. We'll see if Echo Fox can make that late split run. And that's going to be the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. But for now,
Find out next time.
we will find out next time. We're also going to find out something from their members as we have Riv on stage, standing by with their mid lane Dane.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I am joined by Froggen in front of very proud Echo Fox fans. Froggen now holding the world CS record after that game, a 67-minute barn burner. My first question to you is just, how does it feel? How do you feel right now?
Feels great. I actually thought I would hit 1,000 CS in this game. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't fight for a bit longer. That's why we gave them all the Barons and Dragons. So.
Oh, of course, there's always a method to the madness. Pulling out the passive CLG EU inside you, holding a brick wall in the base. What does it take mentally, physically, to kind of go through a game that long with that many ups and downs?
I mean, I don't know really. It's like, I don't really know what it takes. It's just like, I'm used to this, you know?
All right, so let's go to the calls. There were obviously a lot being made. Who had the last call? Who was the one to say, no, we are going back into the Nexus?
I was the one saying we should try to backdoor because there's no way we could really hold. So just try to backdoor that. And it seemed like it worked.
All right, Froggen, final question. Obviously, you guys are definitely looking to improve, get more. How do you feel about the rest of the split coming in here after an amazing game like this?
I mean, this was the most important game of the remaining games. So it feels really good to win it, and I think we can play with a bit less pressure on us now.
Well, after that one, I'm sure there's a lot of pressure relief. Congratulations on the win. Again, the fans are completely excited about the Echo Fox win. It was a crazy one, and congratulations again on the CS record. We're going to throw it down to the analyst desk to break down the rest of the day.
Thank you, Riv. We will break down the whole day, but not until after we break down that insane game. I mean, I almost don't know what to say about it.
Yeah.
Cows are not
about the champion select out.
Right, so if we go all the way back.
The ward and the tri-brush at 8 minutes was really the defining moment.
Super key. So, okay, but before we try and analyze anything, let's just take a look at the final play of the game. Keith and Big going for a big play, flashing into the base
Yeah, it
to
was
end.
great.
We're gonna get that up. Let's just watch. I mean, if anything, let's just watch it. I don't know if you have anything to say about it analytically.
Well, Hard's there too. Right.
Hard does make his way
They
into the base
couldn't
as
have
well.
defended. They would have lost all 3 inhibitors, so they just go for it. And the backdoor bonus on this turret makes it so hard to kill. I thought for sure Keith was just dead, but he has the GA, so he's able to revive. They finish the turret, and then Hard just shows up out of nowhere. Like, we had no idea he was even in the map right now.
No,
right?
he actually just flat dies.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
two people there, and then they're like, okay, well, we got to get the Nidalee, and then the peel, and then he delays them from getting to Hard, and then they have to take that
Yeah.
extra second to get there.
I think the pulverize
insane.
hit 3 people, which was like bought a little bit of time.
Yes. But then
Yeah,
all those
yeah.
people got distance created between them and Hard,
Yeah.
so they had to go towards Hard,
Right.
and Big's just ending the game.
Big's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just hit the Nexus. It was kind of like, it was just, I mean,
God.
such a wild end. And I mean, you saw it there in the conversation with Froggen. Like, I mean, if you can make it through a game like that, talk about pressure not being an issue anymore, right?
He's been in these games before. Like, he was the inventor of the forever game, which
Right.
just would not end. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Feels great.
Yeah, Oh, that was the nonchalant.
Yeah.
It feels great. We have to mention, of course, that Froggen did come away with the worldwide CS record. Now, in the spectator client that you saw at home, there was an error. It was counting chained barrels. And so the actual number is 764, but still
Yes.
very much world record over that 726 number. Not only that, Keith as well broke the world record at 738. So now we've got the 2 highest CS games in the same game.
If there's a takeaway right here, like this will cause some controversy, right? Spectator bugs in the client, unofficial count. We need to recount the CS at some point. Should Zerat portal minions count? I don't think so, but they were counting today. So I guess that's all that matters.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. Now, we've had a good time following Rick Fox and his tweet for his team. Here is his reaction to that game. We're going to throw it up on the screen right now. Epic, come from behind.
Where are the
finish.
hashtags?
That's very right. Yeah, we're all without hashtags.
Oh, no.
He was too excited to include the
Seriously,
hashtag.
I do not know how you don't tweet about this game.
Right.
Like, with the way it ends. There
Well,
was so much to say.
I mean, all of us were back here screaming at the telestrator because we watched the game on the telestrator. We literally said we were all screaming for like the last 15 minutes. And then, of course, as soon as the game ended, we're like, oh, my God, we have things to say about this.
Well, it's funny because we're always looking ahead, too, so we're like, oh, no, they can't do this. Or no, they can't do that. Or they're going to win. What are they doing? And then it just defies all expectations, and it was incredible to watch that.
It depends at what point in the game, too, because we were like 40 minutes into this when we were just like, oh, it's so slow with this game ever end. And then by the end of it, just like all of our energy is back.
Remember Kobe's like, you feel the tension building up?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's humor me. Let's see if we can make one piece of commentary on the game in an analytical fashion.
For sure.
I mean, I'm basically saying I'm going to give you the opportunity to pick out of the 67 minutes of gameplay there. What would be your massive takeaways here? I mean, I know at one point there was actually frustration around how much farming was being done on Echo Fox because at a certain point you have 6 item slots. You can't get anything else. Like, you need to be proactive about actually doing something on the map as opposed to just sitting back and clearing waves.
Yeah, and they were behind for a lot of the games, so I actually think they didn't have too many options. I think the main point of frustration was Team Dignitas, every time they got 5 dragons, were still doing like split push stuff and were not willing to just brute force in and find a fight. Like, even in the close to final fight, we saw Billy Boss over on the other side of the map on Poppy while the team is getting 5-man. If any of their 3 opportunities with 5 dragons would have just been a 5-man fight, they win.
Well, they also had one where they had killed 2 members, and then they went to go get 5th Dragon and Baron instead of ending the game,
Right,
where they
when
had an opportunity to push.
They caught Keith in the top.
Yes.
And then Hard as a result. But then
2
went
of
to
the main
Baron.
damage dealers were down.
Yeah.
So it's like a couple tanks and a gangplank, and they had 5 people and a dead inhibitor, so they would have had super minions in. Again, the game could have been over. But, you know, that's how
That's what happens. I mean, you get caught up in the moment, and that's where that pressure that Riv was talking about can definitely come into play. I mean, it's a high-pressure game. It can turn on a dime, as we saw in that game. So that's where some of the hesitation in ending the game may have come from on Dignitas' side. All in all, a ridiculously exciting game there. After a full day of games, let's see how the teams are stacked up. The top 3 teams have all secured playoff berths and includes Immortals having secured first place with the CLG loss earlier today. Cloud9 and CLG are still tied for second place, so they're going to have to battle that one out. TSM is in fourth place, followed by Liquid and Energy in fifth and sixth. Echo Fox has taken sole possession of seventh with their win and is followed in the standings by Team Impulse and Dignitas. And bringing up the rear is Renegades, who are guaranteed to play in the promotion tournament. Now, some things have been decided in the top part of the bracket, but I think what is more exciting is the result of this game. Now 6-9, only one game back of Energy is Echo Fox.
Yeah. I definitely think that Echo Fox are in basically striking distance of Energy. Energy have an incredibly hard schedule for the remaining 3 games, and Echo Fox actually have some games that they should be winning. They do play Renegades, and Renegades in their current form, maybe they're looking better to contest Echo Fox, but that might be the game that gets them on that Energy level and forces them into playoffs with a tiebreaker.
It's not unrealistic that Energy loses out their games. Now, Echo Fox does have to play CLG and Cloud9 in their next 2, but then they end on that Renegades game. If they win that one, they at least force the tiebreaker with Energy for that final playoff spot. So things are definitely shaping up to look exciting.
And I want to talk about something else, because Immortals have secured the first seed, and they will be in Vegas no matter what, whether it's third place match or finals. And this makes all of the seeding for those 4 through 6 spots even more important because of the way that playoffs are now with seeding after the first round. So you want to get as high as you possibly can now and not just get those middle seeds and play each other.
Avoid Immortals, avoid Immortals, avoid Immortals.
As much as you can.
At all costs.
True words have never been spoken. Well, we may be finished for today, but we'll be back tomorrow for another full day of League of Legends action, starting with Cloud9 versus Team Impulse. Later in the day, TSM will go up against Renegades, followed by Team Dignitas versus Immortals. And finally, Echo Fox will close out the day against Counterlogic Gaming. But, of course, Game 2 is our match of the week as Energy Esports and Liquid battle for a shot at playoffs. And again, feeds into this kind of 6th place, 5th place battle here. I mean,
Huge game for Energy.
Huge game for Energy. Liquid looking a lot cleaner today, so I would imagine, I mean, they did surpass them in the standings today, but they would have to be considered pretty sizable favorites in that matchup based on the way these teams have been playing recently.
Yeah, and this is Energy's easiest game remaining based on where they are in the standings. So if Energy don't win this, then they definitely have to have taking somebody above them and being like, okay, well, now we're playing at this level and we're showing that we are a playoff team, because Echo Fox might catch them. And then Liquid on the other side, though, Liquid are now showing a little bit of the form that I expected them to have when they brought on Dardoch and Matt, and they had adjusted after a few weeks. So now they're looking like they might be actually looking at TSM above them to try and get much higher in the standings.
All right. Well, there you have it. We set records today, CS records, as well as had just some mind-blowing games. But for myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, got to thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, my God.
So much fun.
But we're still on.
Cows are not chicken.
Lane fight, rush, hits, freeze, back. He just came up. Kog'Maw goes back down. She goes out, locks down basically the entire team. Crumb's forced to flash. He gets a flash over the wall from the eyes of Sneaky. He's putting damage on it. Cloud9 coming back in this one with 100K in the bank. Oh my God, the damage coming in. Turtles light across the board. Pole Bouncer as well. What a play from TBS. They find the Nexus. 20-10 and a 15,000 gold lead. Immortals takes down Energy.
Kill Gragas, kill Gragas. Finish Baron,
Nice. Team Liquid eyes on the Nexus, and Liquid is going to take down Counterlogic Gaming.
Team synergy. Everyone change the Jake's icon.
Oh wait, guys! Wait, no! Guys, I'm Udyr. I'm a bear.
Dude, I like it.
I'm staying a wolf.
Roxon has no health, and Fang doesn't either. Chased down by Double Lift on a killing spree. Re-engage, trades back, but oh! And in goes the Gragas. Turns into a couple of pieces of gold, and down goes the Nexus. There's the win for TSM. Big goes down to Billy Boss. The re-engage. They picked up Kiwi Kid. Here comes the push, and they're picking them all off. He's going for the turret. He's trying to save the game as Big takes up the damage. Key will be knocking down this turret.